Hi everyone, Michelle Marsh from the Unquiet Classroom. Today we're going to talk about tips for teachers specifically for going back to school. Okay, tip number one, and I cannot stress this enough, get to know the people who work at your school. Get to know the ladies up in the office. Get to know your janitor. Get to know the people who work in the cafeteria. If you have any other people on campus, a speech therapist, a counselor, if you have like a youth services on campus, the after school people who run that program, get to know all of those people. The reason why I think this is important is, first of all, who doesn't want more friends? I'm a very social person, which is one of the reasons why I became a teacher, is because I love a nice chat. And so getting to know these people has honestly just enriched my life. But a practical part, it's networking, okay? Get to know the people in the office. When you have a question, when you send a student up, it is received much differently if you have already built relationships with those people. Sometimes in education, there's a divide between sort of like your certificated, like I am a teacher, and then classified, the people who are paid maybe year long, or maybe they're some sort of an hourly wage. There tends to be a divide when there really shouldn't be, because we're all there for the same reason. We're all working, first of all, we're working for a paycheck, and we're working to meet the needs of our students. Getting to know them has helped me as an educator. They've been great at brainstorming. Kids tell them things that they would never tell me. But as a community, we learn and support these kids. Get to know those people. Get to know the people who work on the campus. Number two, sort of in the same vein, ask the janitor how they want the room set up at night. I constantly hear people upset, oh, they didn't clean my room, nobody vacuumed, it's still a mess. But then you walk in there and it's like booby trapped. There's easels everywhere, the cute little signs, there's tables, there's pillows and cushions all over the floor, there's chairs all over the floor, it's like a maze. Just like we as teachers do not have time to do everything we need to do every single day, nor does the janitor. They do not have time to tidy up my room in order to vacuum it. They will do the best they can, but they can't get underneath all those desks, around everything, if we don't make it easy for them. Maybe the janitor's like, well, I've done this, and the janitor said, can you put your 2 trash cans by the door and have the students put the chairs up on the desk? It wasn't a huge ask. And my room, beautiful. So ask the janitor how they would like their room at the end of the day, and then do your best to make it happen, okay? Number 3, you need to be careful with who you spend your time with. So there will always be, sort of the people who drain you, the negative teachers, the ones who complain, the ones who, I don't know, they just drain you of your energy. And then there are the teachers that build you up. Don't judge a book by its cover. You never know which teacher is which, but take a couple weeks, especially if you're new to site, get to know the teachers before maybe forming an alliance. And then find those teachers who enrich you. Find those teachers who broaden your circle, who improve you as an educator. You're not shopping for a best friend. You're shopping for a best coworker. Might it turn into a best friend relationship? Maybe. But you're looking for coworkers and teams that make it enjoyable to go to work, who enrich you, who make you feel good. And there are just some people who will not make you feel that way. If you find out that you accidentally aligned yourself with one of them, distance yourself and go find other people, because it's a long year and you do not want to be a punching bag or a sounding board for someone who's constantly unhappy. So find yourself an incredible team. Number 4, at every school there are unwritten rules. Find out your schools. The best way I have found to do this is to ask. I ask other teachers, I ask other staff, like, what's the deal at this school? What's the culture like? An example, I was new to a school and they had rules for the playground. And those rules were like stated in clear expectations. I saw them, I did them, great, I enforced them. After about 2 months, somebody who had been irritated with me for 2 months came up to me and said, "Why aren't you enforcing this rule?" And it was a rule I had never heard of before. And I said, "I did not know that was an expectation." And they're like, "Yeah, we've always done it this way. This is the way it is, and you need to get with it." And I let them know. I said, "Of course, like, this is probably something helpful. You should tell new people." Because it wasn't a big deal to me. There's always something. There's always, the best day to use the laminator, the worst day to use the laminator. There's a use this bathroom, not that bathroom. There are always unwritten rules in a school. Try to find out what yours are. Ask around. All right, number 5, a little bit more practical. Pack snacks. We do so much for the students. We make these adorably cute classrooms, but I am telling you, in your cupboard, in your desk, reserve a space just for you where you can have snacks. You will stay late. You will get there too early. You will forget your lunch. Someone will steal your lunch. Whatever it is, a student will be hungry and you'll give them your lunch. Have snacks. Sometimes when I'm about to snap at a student, I do a little pause, reflect, and realize, I think I'm just hungry. And a snack fixes it, saves us all multiple times. So pack snacks for yourself. Number 6, do not overcommit. You can always join a committee later. You can always join the parent council. You can always join the school council. You can always volunteer to step up into a position. You can always join later. Okay? I've never had a school tell me like, "Oh no, we don't want your help now." That's not a thing. But once you say yes, it's real hard to say no. So settle in, get to know your kids, figure out the demands that are going to be placed on you by your students, because every year it's different. I've had easy years and very, very challenging years. So first, meet your own kids. If someone presents you with an opportunity, if admin extends an opportunity, say that sounds like something that could be interesting. Let me get to know my students first, and in a couple weeks we can talk about it. And then if it comes to it that, this year seems like it's going to be a little bit more challenging, or this year seems like a higher demand on my time, so I'm not going to be able to step up in that role. And then maybe these are some things that I am interested in helping out with. Or just leave it at that. I'm not able to take on anymore right now. Don't overcommit. All right, those are my recommendations. Throughout my years at teaching, these are things that I've had to learn the hard way. A couple of them are thankfully things that somebody else tipped me off about, saying, "Hey, talk to the janitor." That one, I swear, saved me so much. And so hopefully there's some tips you can use. Let me know in the comments if there's something you would add for a new teacher, something that they could do to make the school year a little bit easier for themselves. Once again, my name's Michelle Murish from the Unquiet Classroom, and I'll see you next time.